Hey everybody, Joe here with another episode of 360 Comics. Unfortunately, over the past week, I've been homesick with COVID. Haven't really felt like doing anything at all. If you notice, I've been pretty absent from social media, but I am feeling quite a bit better now. Not all the way, but getting there. And I want to share with you some things that I've picked up from online sales in the past week. Fortunately, they've been, delivered to my house. I didn't have to go anywhere to get them. So they're really the only comics that I've picked up recently. And I've got 4 different batches and some good stuff here. Due to being sick, I have extended the George Perez giveaway until this Thursday. I'll pick a winner Thursday on Instagram Live, probably around like 8 or 9 o'clock. I'll make a post, so make sure you entered that giveaway beforehand so you have a chance to win a Batman 442. It would also be much appreciated if you would subscribe to the channel, hit the thumbs up for a like, and leave a comment down below if you like this content and want to support the channel. The first batch of books today comes all the way from Argentina. I did an international trade with my buddy Tom down there, and I'm going to put Tom's Instagram handle right there. You can follow him. He's got great stuff, some really interesting books that you don't see too often, especially some foreign things. And we had been discussing doing a trade for a while, and we finally nailed down some time to do it. So we got on a Zoom call together and kind of discussed what we wanted. He had picked out some books from my claim sales that he wanted, and he had in mind the things that I was interested in. So he had pulled some books from me, and we did a really cool little trade. Great way to get comics without spending much. Obviously, we did have to pay for the shipping. But other than that, not a single penny was spent on these books, all done in trade value. And personally, I like doing what I call trading up, trading a larger quantity of things for something I really want. It's okay to let more books go for a smaller quantity of books if it's something that you really want. And I'm good with that. I typically try to do that not only to, get the things that I want, but also to just lessen the space that my personal collection takes up. I don't need, a massive wall of comics. As far as my personal collection goes, I'd rather zone in on the things that I really want. And one of the books I certainly really wanted from Tom was this Detective Comics 608. Now, this is a key book, the first appearance of Anarchy, a character that I really like, and one of my favorite covers ever. If you haven't watched my top 10 cover videos, this is on there. It's also signed by the artist Norm Brayfogle. Unfortunately, he passed away a number of years ago, so his signature is not something that can be obtained anymore. Tom got this signed, I believe, back in the 90s, he said. And not only does it have a signature, it does have a little Batman sketch on there. Where the bat symbol is. Looks great, presents really nicely. It's a pretty high grade book at that. I'll probably keep it raw nonetheless. Might send it to CBCS to have it slabbed. Always make sure that if you're sending a book that's already signed, make sure you send it to CBCS and not CGC. CGC does not verify signatures that they did not witness or that one of their witnesses did not witness. CBCS will verify that a signature is authentic through a third-party source. So just something to think about. This was a great pickup to add to my collection. My first Norm Brayfogle signature. I don't have any other ones, and I do love his artwork. I think that his stuff on Batman and Detective Comics is seriously underappreciated. The second book from Tom that I got is a pretty interesting one. It's a magazine-sized Daredevil book, and you'll notice it doesn't say Daredevil on it. It says Dan Defensor, or which is Defender Dan, translates from Spanish. And you'll find this with a lot of foreign books, is that the name is not exactly the same. Due to sometimes it's for copyright reasons, sometimes it's for censorship reasons, other times it's for religious reasons. I can probably assume that given Daredevil, has a devil connotation, this one might be related to something religious, not wanting to mention the devil. I'm not sure if that's why, but that typically comes up a lot. But it's interesting. They kept the DD. They have the DD on his chest, so obviously they have to keep the name in sort of a DD fashion in order to keep his suit relevant. So they went with Defender Dan here. I think it's pretty funny. I'm not sure what comic is in the pages of this, because a lot of the times it's with foreign books, it might not even necessarily be one book. It might be a combination of multiple issues. I haven't gone through it yet, but I will, and I'm going to try to figure out exactly what issue this one follows. These were the two books that I traded for, but Tom, being the great guy he is, threw in a couple extras. You might remember the foreign box that he sent me as a gift. He sent me some Flushman comics. Here's another one. This is another instance of a foreign title being changed a little bit. Flash was already taken. It was already the name of a magazine, so they changed it to Flushman for some reason. Not sure why that's what they went with, but hey, that's what they did down in Argentina. In addition to that, he sent me this DC Black Magic book, and I think this was like a Silver and Bronze Age run that was like horror based. And I don't know much about it, but I like horror stuff, so I'm gonna definitely check this one out. This one's entitled "The Girl the Earth Ate Up," so that's kind of intriguing to me. I'm gonna look a little bit more into this. So hey, thanks, Tom. Definitely go check out Tom's page, guys, if you don't already follow him. He's got some great stuff. The next thing, I got a slab for a pretty good price. Somebody posted this, and it is Teen Titans #2, the new Teen Titans #2. This is the first appearance of Deathstroke. Now, this is a pretty coveted key. In fact, it's the most expensive book from this run by quite a bit. The only other book in the run that's really of higher value is first Nightwing, which is Tales of the Teen Titans 44. But this book from the early part of the run is a great key, definitely a very coveted one, and it's got George Perez artwork. Obviously, he's been in a lot of people's thoughts recently, and people are buying up his work because, they're remembering how impactful of an artist that he has been over the last 40 years. Anyway, somebody posted this online. They were just trying to get rid of it, get a little bit of extra money for Christmas. It's mid-grade, which you really don't want a mid-grade book from the 80s. That's not super sought after. But I figured, you know what? I might as well just throw out a lowball number and see if he takes it, because no one was biting. The post had been up for a couple hours, and this was in a Facebook group, and usually, things get bought up right away if they're a good deal. So I kind of scoured around, and there were 5.0s to 6.5s that were going like in the $100 to $150 range on eBay. That sold listings. So these are completed listings that people paid for. So I figure, if I can get this for under $100, that's pretty good. I messaged the guy and I said, how about $80 shipped? That's really like buying it for $65 or so, because shipping is about $15 at this point for Slabs. He agreed right off the bat, and I was a little bit skeptical that it might be a scam, just because he just agreed so easily to that number. But I paid with goods and services on PayPal, and it took a little bit extra. There was a problem with the shipping, but it did eventually show up at my house. The case is in good condition. It doesn't have any scuffs or cracks or anything like that. So I think I got a great deal buying this slab for $80. Another set of eBay, sorry, not eBay, but Facebook purchases. This guy posted he had a bunch of comics for $5 a piece, and he was just doing a $5 sale all day. And, I picked up some good ones. First thing that caught my eye was this Punisher War Journal #6. Now, not only did I need this to complete my Punisher War Journal run, but it's also definitely worth more than $5. I think these sell for kind of in the $15, maybe even $20 range for a high grade. And this is a newsstand as well. I was happy to see that. This is the first battle between the Punisher and Wolverine. and it's got this great Wolverine cover as well. Definitely picking this up all day for $5. It's in pretty good shape. It's got a spine ticker too. It's not super high grade, so I don't think this is really in the $20 value range, but definitely in the 10 to 15 in the condition that it's in. So I was very stoked to see that. And this guy had a deal. He said if you buy at least 5 comics, shipping's free. So I'm thinking, okay, so I can get this for $5. And I saw this one as well. Another book that's kind of in that $20 range, maybe even a little bit more. Alpha Flight #1. The first appearance of Alpha Flight has gotten very expensive. That's in the X-Men title. But their first solo book, which is also the first appearance of Puck, is still pretty affordable, kind of in that $20, maybe $30 at the highest, if it's a higher grade. This one, again, does have some spine ticks, so this is probably more in the $15 range, but I'm definitely going to pay $5 for a $15 book, for sure. And this kind of took me like, I was thinking, I'm like, okay, so I'm getting $25-ish worth of books for $10. Let's throw some more in, get that free shipping. This one, not particularly expensive, kind of more along that $5 to $10 line. But with the popularity of Hawkeye and the show, I could see it going up a little bit more. But more importantly, I needed this to complete this run. This limited series, I have the other. I think there's 3 other books. I have 2, 3, and 4. But I did not have a #1, so I picked this up, just as a filler for that. So now I have the complete mini series. The last 2, I'm really happy about these as throw-ins as well. These are kind of in that $5 to $10 range again. We got Rise of the Midnight Suns. Darkhold #1, part of the Rise of the Midnight Suns run there, and this has been a book that has spiked up a little bit. There's some interest with the Darkhold now because of WandaVision and possibly Midnight Suns and Legion of Monsters and kind of all the dark magic kind of things that are arising. And then to go along with that, we got a Morbius #1 also from that Rise of the Midnight Suns run from the early 90s. And this book was on the hot list recently, I believe. This is the first Morbius solo series. And, it spiked up in popularity due to the trailer dropping. The first trailer was good. The second trailer, in my opinion, was even better. And I'm really hyped about that movie coming out early next year. So like I said, $5 a piece, free shipping. It was $25 for those 5 comics. I think that's a great deal. Some of it's for the personal collection, and some I probably will have up in my claim sales in the future. The last group of comics today that I have for you is I've got my Comic Tom 101 mystery mail call box right here. I've got it opened up already, but I have not looked inside, so I'm going to pull that bag out right now, and we're going to reach in and see what we got. Lots of cool stuff coming out recently from Tom. And, all right. Here's something I did not expect. We got a book from Scout Comics, Black Cotton, and this is issue number 6. I know pretty much nothing about this book. I've heard the name before. I know it's a Scout book, but definitely a cool cover. I really like the simplicity of the cover. I got to do a little bit of research on this book because, like I said, I don't really know anything about it. But Scout Comics has been putting out some cool stuff, so I'm definitely going to check it out. All right. Okay, so this is one of the exclusives. This one is the children's book exclusive from Scout Comics, and this is Ninja Scouts #1. If you don't recognize it, you got to get your eyes checked. This is an homage to one of the great covers of the 80s, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1. A cover that's been homaged a bazillion times. I think I could probably name 10 times in the last year that this cover's been homaged. But anyway, Ninja Scouts #1, really cool TMNT reference cover. And yeah. Cool book from the exclusive here. Here's another exclusive. We got the Hulk #1 exclusive variant. I'll be honest, I read issue #1 of this Hulk run, and it didn't really hit with me. You know, we just got done Immortal Hulk, which is, in my opinion, one of the best Hulk stories ever. And we're going on to this one. Maybe it's slow to start. Maybe I got to give it a couple issues, but I was not super impressed with issue #1. Now, that being said, this art is great. Love it. And Donny Cates is the writer, so he's a solid writer, and he definitely could pull out something good. Might just take a couple issues for him to get started. So, like I said, give it a chance. I'll be reading issue 2 soon. I picked it up already, I think. And we'll see what happens from there. Oh, nice. Here we go. We got Regarding the Matter of Oswald's Body #1. This is the, again, an exclusive variant for this month. I got the regular version. I know there is a Virgin edition as well that has, obviously no text on it. That's a little bit more rare. And then I believe the artist, who his name is blanking me right now off the top of my head because I've got COVID brain still. He signed a bunch of copies. He showed up to Tom's place and they signed a bunch of copies before sending them out. So I didn't get that, or at least I didn't get it yet. Maybe there's one more book in here. So we'll see. But yeah, really cool book. Definitely check out this story. I know my LCS has a ton of copies of issue #1 still left on the shelves, and you should definitely go pick it up and see if they have it, because this book could be something. Okay, here's a random one. We've got Star Trek #34 from the 80s. This is from the DC run of Star Trek. We got the Doomsday Bug. Looks like the name of the issue here. I know very little about Star Trek. I watched a bunch as a kid, but as far as the comics go, I'm not super familiar. I know that, I think it's Gold Key had the original, like the first appearance of Star Trek in comics, and that's the book you want to look out for. But there's some other ones that hold a little bit of value. I think this one's probably more of just a filler issue, but yeah, I'll check it out and see what it is. As always, even the filler issues that Tom puts in here, looks like they're in solid condition, higher grade. I like to see that. But let's check out what else is in this bag. Looks like, yeah, that was all the comics. No more comics in here. But we've got all the other stuff. I'm going to try to pull it all out at once. There we go. Okay. Oh, there's some weird things in here. Let's start off with this. This is great. So Tom does these, if you don't know, he's got these mail call newsletters that tell you what you could possibly get. And there's a picture on the back, a little print. And this one is little Grogu in a stocking. Nice little picture there, like that. As far as the other prints, ooh, I'm so happy I got this one. I was really hoping to get this awesome Kate Bishop print. Sweet stuff. Love the purple. I'm loving the Hawkeye show so far. It's got a little ad for Whatnot on the back as well. But that's a great print to get. Love to see it. And I believe Nate Made It did that. I think he does a lot of the prints. Yeah. He did this one too. He's got his name on it. This one's sweet. This one's got the... excuse me. A bunch of Mandalorian helmets on there. Very cool. Looks like Boba and Django down there at the bottom. Not sure if they're meant to actually be certain characters, but definitely a very cool Mandalorian helmet kind of thing. And then we got White Ash. Very cool. Gonna look into this a little bit. These are comic tags, for those of you who don't know. They are collectible cards with a barcode on it and a little code for you to put in to your phone to download a free graphic novel. It's got a full graphic novel on here, and what MSRP is like $7 or $8 on these, something like that. But yeah, it's just a cheap way to get a digital graphic novel with a collectible card. And their throw-ins for the mystery mail call. All right, a couple other things in here. Oh, okay. So this is one of those cards we had his cat Butch a couple months ago. Then we had Butcher, the evolved form, and this is it's kombucha, but it's kombucha, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how it's supposed to be pronounced, but this is the final evolved form. Very funny. Cool little card that comes along. And then we got, I don't know what this is. Limited edition card. Okay, so Nate Made It did the art on this, and this is apparently a new card game. Lumen Void. Lumen Void. It's a sci-fi adventure card game, according to this card. Looks like a pretty cool thing to get into. I'm a big Magic the Gathering player, so maybe this is something I'll check out. Yeah, sci-fi adventure card game. And it's got a little bit of info on here. I don't know, I'll check it out. I'll see what, apparently Nate Made It does some of the artwork. I'm not sure if he does the whole card game, but very cool. All right, that is the end of that box. So, as you can see, even sitting at home with COVID, being sick and on the couch all the time, I did pick up some pretty cool stuff. A lot of this stuff I had ordered prior to finding out that I was sick, and fortunately it did come in, and I got this little video together for you guys, so hopefully you enjoyed. Definitely try to, if you are stuck at home, quarantining or sick or whatever, hit up those Facebook groups. Sometimes they're worth scouring through and looking for a deal. Obviously, I got some good ones here. And as far as making trades with people, it's a great way to acquire comics without having to spend any money. Maybe get rid of some stuff you don't really want anymore and bring in some new stuff that might be more important to you. And then as far as these Comic Tom Mystery Mail Calls, I'm going to keep getting them. I think they're a pretty fun unboxing to do every month. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Leave a comment on your way out, and hopefully I'm going to just be feeling better as time goes on, and my regularly scheduled Friday video and next Monday video will be good to go. I'm definitely feeling much better, and I appreciate all the support that you guys have given. A lot of people messaged me or commented on my post about being sick and wished me well. So thank you guys very much, and I really do appreciate that. Hopefully things will just get better from here, and I'll have some more content out soon. So until next time, guys, turn the page, wash your hands.